name's Tiner Kibirige, a member of BUNGA SDA Central Church and Central District. Welcome to this program. In this program, this is one-on-one with Pastor Gumikiriza'S James. Something you have never seen, something you have never heard. You are going to hear everything right now, right here in this program. I would like to introduce to you Pastor James Gumikiriza in another version that you have never known. Pastor James Gumikiriza, you are most welcome to our program one-on-one here in the gardens of BUNGA SDA Central Church.
Thank you. Thank you.
Greet the viewers.
Yeah, to all of you, my BUSDACC family, New Life family, Faithway, Bethsaida, KIU, I greet you in the Lord's name.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much for that greeting. We shall go straight to the point, and we'll be interacting through questions, through laughter, and the jokes, and everything as it comes. Now, the first question goes to you, Pastor James. How has BUSDACC Church changed during your tenure here as a pastor, and how have you changed at the same period as a person?
I will first answer the last part of your question.
Yes.
How have I changed myself? I have become more bold and stronger.
Yes. Boldness. You mean...
You have made me more bold and stronger than when I came.
Than before you came.
Than before.
That means you have matured more during your tenure at BUNGA District. And what has been your greatest satisfaction during the time you have been here?
Yeah, to answer still the first part on the other question, what has changed here?
Oh, yes.
One, we have managed to bring back the church from the lockdown.
Yes, that is a great thing.
Because many churches are suffering this. It's not only here at BUSDACC. There are many churches out there. Of course, when you are staying here, you don't know what happens elsewhere.
True.
Many churches are still struggling on bringing people back
to the church,
to worshiping centers. So, at least many Sabbaths our church is full. Number two, what I am happy about on what has changed, our financial discipline has changed a lot. A lot.
And you feel that now, even if it's time for you to go, something will be remembered about you.
If you move like this and you don't deviate from this kind of arrangement we have made in finances, and you're not dragged back, it will be better for you. We shall save a lot of money to do serious projects and serious activities of God. So I feel that has improved.
At least that has given you satisfaction.
It has given us satisfaction. Financial discipline, though it has not come alone. It come along with challenges. Some who never been used to being disciplined at finance management of the church. Of course, you have got to have backlashes and so forth. But those what you see along the way, they are minor to me. And my heart feels happy.
True.
Yeah, I read of how Stephen was being stoned. He just looked up in the sky and he told them, God forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing. So me, I am so much satisfied. At least it has improved greatly.
Normally, satisfaction comes along with frustrations.
But before frustrations, I am also excited about the youth's involvement now. If you see the Sabbath programs, the Sabbath school, the youth are now involved. The evening programs, they are here. Pathfinder clubs are here. Adventurer is here, and we've recently invested Okay.
And it was a beautiful occasion.
Beautiful occasion.
Yes.
Coming along is the investor also of the Pathfinders. Coming along is the investor of the Master Guide.
True.
You know, all these are beautiful stories in my tenure. The Wednesday midweek fellowship. Oh, the youth have participated in it very well. If you see our live streaming, oh, it has improved very well. If you see our camp meeting, the camping of the members, oh, it improved. Yeah, the numbers were good. The participation of members in stewardship, it has been good. So we thank God. It is a blessing. We don't say we were so strategic and so knowledgeable. It has been the grace of God to bring us that milestone.
That milestone, as we were saying, that sometimes you go on a milestone and then a frustration. And do you have any regret of a task that you have not really completed before leaving?
I don't regret, but I think it would be a recommendation.
Yeah.
Because my belief is anything I have not done,
Yes.
I was not meant to do it. Because I know I have the capacity to do everything I am supposed to do.
On your docket.
Yeah, so everything I was supposed to do is what I have done.
Okay.
Everything I was not supposed to do, that one I have not done it. But what I think I will miss to have done, I wanted to see more financial discipline when everyone has moved in that line.
Sure.
Bunga has got money,
Yes.
and if we manage its finances very well, wow, this is one of the strong, powerful churches.
In the finances, you mean even members participating in returning and giving and...
Members participating in returning and giving, but even as the managers
Yes.
of these funds, when members have brought, the custodians, members have brought in those monies, if we really do our right and honest part, oh, we can do great. We can do great. Number two, I wished, I desired to see more evangelism activities.
Yes.
We are planning to go to Konge, to Chiwempe, and I had approached the conference to find an evangelist from Eritrea
Yes.
or Ethiopia.
True.
To come. We rent for him here or her, and he does a door-to-door evangelism on this Ethiopian Eritrean community.
True, because those are the greatest numbers here in this area.
It is around 40,000 of those people around Najanankumbi, Machindye, come to Kabalagala, go to Namuongo, come to this side of Gaba, Konge, the other side of Kajans. There are so many. I could not accept myself to sit here in Bunga and just to watch these Eritrean and Ethiopians just move around. So, and if you will do it, I pray that you don't drop the idea.
Then it means that is the task undone.
Task undone.
Task undone. And how would you evaluate your congregation?
If I can be true to you,
Yes.
Bunga is a sleeping giant.
A giant sleeping. In terms of
Everything.
everything. In evangelism,
I think we can do more in evangelism.
ministries,
We can do more in children's ministry.
children's ministry.
In children's ministry, we can have it perfected. They record their music in audio. They record their music in video. They travel around. They do gospel rallies as children. They help the need. We have these communities full of the need, but through children's ministry. When you go to Pathfinders, there is a lot the Pathfinders have got to do in the community upon themselves. If you go in the youth, we have almost 95 or 90% youth, educated, semi-educated. They have got a lot to do in the community, a lot to do for Christ. They have a lot to do in mission. They have a lot to do in administration of this church. We have the historicals. Yes, they have done their part, their best, but they still have to wind up their activities to hand over to the youth. When people pass around and glare at it and, you know, love it, we should be loved in the community.
True.
One man said, is there anything your church has done
In the area.
in the area that when land grabbers came to grade down your church,
Yeah.
the villagers, the community members can come and protect it, even you, the members, before you come?
True.
And they say, this church is ours.
Yeah.
We love it. We have a lot to do as BUSDACC.
So that makes this church a sleeping giant.
Sleeping giant.
Whereby it needs to be woken up, and it has to go out in the community and start doing whatever picture that is portraying outside, so that the picture comes to reality.
Like when you go out there and you hear people talk about us here at Bunga, wow. It's like you were in Netherlands, or you were in Amsterdam, or you were in Geneva. And when this transfer came from Bunga to Mpigi, people were saying, what is that?
Yes.
Then I was saying, you people, Mpigi has people of God.
Yeah.
As we have people of God here.
Need the services.
But because of how they rank Bunga to Mpigi, they see, hey, Pastor, where are you going? And I'm saying I am going to God's people.
Yes.
So that tells you what people see of what we should be.
Exactly. But which is not.
Which is not, to be sincere. So we have to wake up.
True.
And I challenge you, my young girls, wake up.
Yeah.
My young boys, wake up. Do service for Christ when you still have energy to do so. My elders, you need to double. My parents, you have to double. My church members, we have to double. So that's how I assess. Lastly, we have many visitors who are permanent.
Permanent visitors.
We have to absorb them into our cities
members.
to become members. They can't visit for long.
Yeah.
We can't wait to see them visitors. No. So that's how I assess.
Whenever they ask visitors to stand up, they always stand up because they don't feel that they belong. So that can be kind of frustrating. And you have evaluated the congregation that it's a sleeping giant. Each department and everybody has to participate and wake up. So what are the particular strengths of the congregation, as much as there is that kind of sleepiness, but then what are their strengths?
Bunga has financial strength.
Yes.
I have been privileged to pastor in so many places. Bunga has financial strength,
Which can make them do
great things. Number two, we have now a young force of the youth, which I am quite sure that is a tick. It's a strength. Any church with no youths is a dead one, because in the next few years it will close.
All the elders are gone.
So the Bunga has a good team of the youth. So it's a strength. And I think they can do much more. Another strength of this church is its location.
Yes.
Many have not yet known how that is a visible factor.
Greater Kampala, in the middle of the city.
So it's a strength. And of recent, it has begun to develop some love.
Yes.
You can feel it. You can see the visitors now becoming comfortable. Yeah, that is some love
Of the church.
of the church.
And the environment and the people.
When you go to New Life Lubowa, they have exceeding love.
Yes.
That when you go there, you can't leave.
Yes.
When you
It's
go,
warm.
it's warm.
You feel the warmth.
It's warm.
Yeah.
The love there at New Life is indeed New Life. when you go to Faith Way, the way they are united and doing together. So it's a strength.
Being a baby child is growing up on
Very strong.
very terrific spirit.
Very strong. So that one I can say it is the strength.
Okay. And how would you address the issue of growth? How would you advise the church in terms of growth?
I would advise my dear members, don't be satisfied.
Yeah.
Never assume that you have reached where you are going.
True.
One of the church members was telling Pastor, when we saw this church in the foundation, we had this dream, and our dream came true. So that tells you the heart is satisfied.
Yes.
The dream of the building may have come true.
Yeah. But what about the human
But
dream?
to me, even that building is incomplete.
True.
There is a lot to be done on that very building, so that the dream can finally come true. So I would, before you think you have reached where you are going, we need to feel it.
True.
The church down must be full. The upper must be full, not with children only, but with adults. We should even give birth to another church in Konge, or Ziga, or in Igaba.
True.
We can't be settled. We can't be satisfied. Myself, I am not satisfied. And if I could push longer, we could see that we grow the church.
More and more and more.
More and more.
You have seen the time you've been here. Before you came, you heard about Bunga, what was happening in Bunga. And when you came, do you really realize or see what you have heard and expected to see?
Okay, I heard a lot about Bunga. A lot. Actually, when you are coming here, you hear a lot.
Yes.
You hear a lot. And everything I have heard of Bunga, I am a witness.
You have seen.
I have seen.
You have touched.
I have touched.
You have felt.
I have felt.
Yes.
And I will tell them that what you told me when I was going, I saw.
You saw.
And I felt and I touched. But one good thing I have also seen is that there is an image that can change.
True.
Yeah. It can be perceived again as a better place to be, as a good place to be.
Yeah.
Our stay has been a good stay.
Yeah.
There were so many issues when you go there, when you do what, this happens and so forth. But we have not seen many of those.
Yeah.
We have not seen, so we have had some good stay.
Yes.
Of course, with a few challenges. I told you,
Yeah.
me, I am a bold pastor. I'm not this shaking pastor. Yeah, of course, through challenges. We have seen. We have seen.
And you've heard.
Now we have not heard. We have witnessed.
Witnessed, sure. Yeah, for true. And in that experience, before you came, you heard, and you've just said that at least you have seen, you have witnessed. What have you learned out of this experience during your stay in Bunga?
I have learned to be more resilient. Bunga requires a leader who is resilient.
Okay. Big foot. You put your foot down.
You don't move it, because if you lift it a little bit, you are swept. You are gone.
Do you think the church has got what they expected of you?
I don't know. But what I said is what God has managed or made us to do or managed us to do is what we were only supposed to do. As John the Baptist said, I came to prepare the way. And when he prepared the way, that was the end of his business. And his head was gone. Off. So that we have done is what God brought us to do here. Exactly. So maybe what was the question again?
Well, do you think how
They have
do you
they
think
have
that,
benefited.
yeah, that people have experienced, or if you met their expectations? Because in every new pastor they bring in a place, people expect so much.
I think you will need to interview them to also give their view.
Views.
But as for me, I feel I am satisfied with the expectations. Of course, there were many, but time could not allow to fulfill all the expectations. And part of the year was in COVID, so. But I am sure we have met the possible expectations.
Okay. You talked about financial discipline and everything. Are you satisfied about pertaining the compensations and the compensations to people and expenses as a church?
I was not yet satisfied.
Yes.
Because there was still a journey I was working on. You know, you cannot clean in a minute.
Yeah, true.
There is where it requires jig,
Yeah.
there is where it requires a detergent,
Yes.
and just water. But when you apply jig, detergent, and at the same time, then you might burn the fabric.
Yeah, true.
So as I was applying a detergent here, waiting for a jig was coming. Oh.
You are leaving before applying jig.
Oh.
You know, jig is the last.
You are joking.
Wow.
I was just only on a detergent. You are lucky jig has not come. Yeah, so I would say I was a little bit contented that our finances are moving in the rightful direction. And our treasurer, Mr. Alan, I must appreciate, things were moving on very well. And the incoming treasurer, Mr. HTO, things are also moving on. We have a vibrant new finance chairperson, Lydia. At least I've come to know that the finance committee now is doing great.
How have been the leadership in the church open to you about issues concerning the church, and how have you been open to them?
Yeah.
Has there been that platform of openness?
My door has always been open.
Yes.
And it is still open because I am an ordained minister. I don't pastor Bunga only.
Yeah.
I pastor the whole world. So my door is still open. And even the members and the leaders, they embraced us.
Yes.
They welcomed us. We don't lament about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the leaders, my elders, my departmental heads, we have really worked together.
Okay.
Yeah, we have worked together.
You have been working together as one, and were the departments and the leadership following through the same trend as?
Part of our leaders were used to a lifestyle of leading without the pastor.
Yes.
They do their things, they plan their things, they implement.
Yeah.
The pastor is there to watch. Oh, what is that being done? Oh, pastor, we are doing this. All right, continue.
Without question.
Oh, so, hey, where are you going? Ah, we are going to do this, pastor. All right, you can go ahead. So part of our members were like used in that kind of lifestyle of leadership. But God has been good. 2022,
Yes.
as we were coming into 2023, leaders have now appreciated the idea to be and to receive guidance
Checked.
from the pastor, to be checked.
Yes.
The activities to be checked,
Guided.
to be intermingled with other activities of other departments.
Yes.
Because then there were collision, these are doing this, these are doing this, but now there is kind of interweaving of the departments. So now you can advise and they take your advice, and they also advise and you take their advice.
And then at least you work together.
Yeah, they have embraced us, we have embraced them, so we have worked together.
And with that one, have you felt that all your gift and talents and have matched the desires of the church?
Now Bunga may have benefited like 0.0000001%.
Wow, that's so
from my
small
gifts and talents, because I know who I am.
Yes.
I have a track record.
Yes.
Yeah, you can check off where I have pastored from, and I feel a lot was coming.
Untapped.
Yeah.
Yes, you said that the church has not really tapped, and it was 0.000, so many zeros, and it looks like the church had not really known your talents and gifts that you could deliver. And what do you think are the unmet needs in the local community around the church, and what would have been the high priority?
Well, in answering that, let me begin with this. When you have a football team,
Yes.
when everyone wants to score, to be seen, you can't score.
Football team, you need all to play. Give your best, and one player
Scores.
scores.
But if you all want to score, and you raise your jersey up to say, oh, it was so and so who scored, and then the stadium applauds you, then the whole team will not score.
True, it's true.
Because everyone will be hungry, will be craving to score.
In fact, in that, what you are saying, you miss a lot of opportunities.
Exactly.
Instead of giving the ball to the other one who is near the goal, then you want to go through and then you fall.
So, Bunga, we have very many talents. Yeah. Very many talents. And every talent wants to shine so that the stadium can do the applauding. So, in that same path, then we can't tap into the talent of the pastor.
True. Because we leave him in the center there.
No, he will score. And when he scores, the stadium will clap. And yet we wish to also be the one who's scoring. So at the end of the day, you end up not scoring.
So that means that has hindered the local community to feel the church.
Exactly.
And its presence in the area.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
And, how about the newcomers in the church? Yeah, how do they feel? Do they feel welcomed? Or?
Yeah, as I said before, Bunga has changed.
Yeah.
There is some kind of welcome in our cities,
Yes.
in our people around. There is some kind of good welcome. Okay. So the people around and those who come to visit us, at least, there is some warmth.
There are some warmth, and they are assimilated into families easily.
Yeah, there are some warmth.
Okay, and how receptive has the congregation been year-round in stewardship and evangelism?
Yeah, we have tried. The congregation has tried. Yeah. Even during COVID, we made a studio here, and we preached online, the whole world. Yeah. So they have preached. They have engaged in evangelism, even in New Life and in Faithway. And but one thing I must challenge is that it is not yet enough.
It is not enough.
We ourselves to reproduce ourselves in some people to accept Christ. The question, what are we reproducing ourselves to other people? Exactly. That's a huge hindrance for the community and evangelism. But they have done. We conducted the gospel. Bunga funded the gospel rally of Prime Radio. I preached. We had the gospel here for Pastor Leon and another Zimbabwean or Zambian pastor. So they have done. Yeah.
So what would you give as a suggestion for improvement?
All right. One, the class of the people that fellowship with us is different.
Yes.
Whom we will not conduct a gospel rally and they come. So we ourselves, we need to take it upon ourselves to do God's work, to preach. You may not know many verses, but you can know only 2 verses or 3.
Yes.
And the rest you ask for help.
True.
If we will not preach, this church will be empty. Now someone will say, Pastor, don't say that. I must say it because I'm a pastor.
Yes.
There are empty churches in the West, in UK, under sale.
True.
Big castles, big cathedrals, under sale.
Into mosques.
They have become mosques.
Yeah.
They have become theater rooms.
Yeah.
They have become casinos.
Yeah.
So don't be here with this huge building and you eat and drink and you go home. You can be embarrassed one day. And this building is, when you have gone back in your villages, and this building is empty. So go at your border stage and preach. Go at your office and preach. Go at your school and preach. Go at your university and preach. Preach to your friends.
Yes.
We have a message the world is yearning for. Like me, I have friends in Munyonyo here,
Yes.
in Bunga here. I visit, they're not church members.
Yeah.
They have begun to visit us.
True.
But I am a foreigner here, I am an alien, I am just someone who has just come, passing through. If I have managed to get some people,
Yeah.
and I am also worried, I need to get someone. And Pastor Tina, I must take you there. You see them, you see those families, and you continue from there.
Yes.
What about you, the indigenous? You can do much more
True.
for this building to be filled up with people. Yeah. Yeah.
That means within the church, people need to awaken, to be awakened, and to come from their comfort zone to go out and do the work that they are supposed to do. That brings us to problems, stress, and how have you been able to resolve some of the challenges, problems, and the stresses around you in the church?
Resilience.
Yes.
By the way, what people don't know, I am a silent person. When they see me preach, they think I talk.
You are an introvert.
In reverse, it's my wife who talks. Yeah, he has no problem with that.
Talking, yeah.
Me, I find comfort in being silent. So silence has helped me a lot.
Yeah.
That is when it is too hot and you have to speak. This one is pressing, Pastor, you should speak. Pastor, you should speak. Pastor, you should write. You should also write and defend yourself. Yeah. You should also write and explain of yourself. But I say, what do I have to explain of myself?
Yeah.
So I just keep quiet. So keeping quiet has been a very good tool for me. I've been so resilient. Yeah, there is when someone can hit around, bring heat around you, and you feel you have also the authority.
Yeah.
I have the authority to hit back and to prove my worth.
Yeah.
But you say, now for what? He is just innocent.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know. He's just you know, a member, innocent member.
Yes.
He even doesn't know what he's doing. So
True.
that's how I've managed to handle the heat, the stress around myself. You just laugh at some of the things. You know, we hear a lot.
True.
We hear a lot. And if you move by those hearings, you can collapse.
True.
The Lord has been merciful.
Yeah.
We have been quiet and humble and resilient, listening, understanding. And I persist on just doing what is right. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. When
And normally my motto says time will tell. Because when things heat up, you cannot really counteract with everything.
you know what people don't know?
Yeah.
When someone comes to a pastor, like to me, if you come to me, you come with your issue.
Yes.
You want me to handle it.
There and then.
There and then. Now as you exit, another one comes with the same issue that you that brought you.
Yeah.
He wants me or she wants me to handle it this way. Then another one, like 20 people come on the same issue. And everyone wants you to do it the way he or she wants you to do. So this one goes away annoyed, you have not done the way he expected. This one goes away annoyed, you have not done it the way he or she expected. And you cannot serve all masters.
Yeah,
you cannot. And what I've been always sticking on is to do what is right. It may not have been your plan, it may not have been your strategy, but that is the right thing
to do.
Yeah, and one thing our members should appreciate is that pastors go through training.
True.
They don't just awaken up like these Pentecostal pastors around who dream when they are preaching and they come. In the Adventist church, you receive a call, but after calling, they nurture the call. After nurturing, they train the call for them to give you a church to pastor in. So these pastors come to Bunga when they are not empty-headed. They come to Bunga when they have plans, they have strategies, they have ideas, they have the passion to serve. And so when they come here, don't think they are just people to sit and become spectators. They have what brought them here to do. So I would sincerely request that give them space
To work.
To work and serve the Lord. And deliver. Yes. Give them space.
So that takes us to another question. Have you really felt support when you needed rest? Because being a pastor is not an easy thing. Just you said that people come with different issues. And a pastor is a person. A pastor is somebody with needs.
Okay.
Personal needs, emotional, and have you felt that support among the members?
The one was rest.
Yeah.
For the 2 years I have been in Bunga, I have not rested. Both day and night. Yeah. And less have I slept.
Yes.
Yeah. And of recent, my body worn down, and I went for the X-ray, for the scan. This scan they put here. I went for MRI. And the doctors, they told me, Pastor, do you have a bed in your house? I said, yeah. Go and sleep.
Wow.
But did I sleep?
No.
I think I will now sleep. I don't know. But
The first few days you go out, you have
yeah, of course, that's why I said in the other interview that a very big gift for me is for adventure. To go somewhere. If you want to give to me, you give me a journey to go, and I be there like for 1 week, and I rest.
But at least
I have not rested. I sleep in the night. I am thinking, this one is planning to do this, and it's evil. It's evil. It's going to put the church of God in a mess. So you sleep thinking how you handle the next morning.
True.
And you see the Lord taking you through that. As it is just going away or just exiting, another one comes. Some things we don't speak, but you don't know that.
Have you found respect amongst the members?
Yeah. Yeah, we have really been respected and loved. Yeah.
Yes.
The church members, the leaders, they have respected us, they have loved us. Of course, there are those who have not. And day by day, they will want to do it, but it will be too late. But the Lord is gracious.
Yes.
I don't pray for their judgment,
Yes.
as you said. each night I've been going down on my knees
Yeah.
for the Lord to just have mercy.
Yes. On that.
Yeah, one time I spoke a word over a church member, and it was terrible for his life, for his family. So since
You
then,
wouldn't like to stay there
I
again.
pleaded with the Lord
Yeah.
that even if a church member does what,
Yes.
even if he comes with a panga, with a machete, and cuts off my hand, I'll just say,
Quiet
God
time.
bless him, just have mercy. So I will say we have been respected.
Yeah.
Yeah, truly.
Yes.
I was wondering, there are people who have really respected us, and
Yes.
a few, not many, like
As
2
young
or
as
3.
you are.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, and we really appreciate that.
Yes.
Really appreciate that, yeah.
And what suggestions would you give to Bunga,
Bunga.
especially the administrative structure?
Respect pastors.
Yes.
They are not your children.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have their parents. They have their mentors. So you are not their parents.
True.
Respect them.
A pastor is not a person to be bagged. That you put him in your bag.
When they come here, they have come to do God's work and not your work.
Yes.
Yeah, someone was telling me, but Pastor, for you are only doing the Central Uganda Conference activities only. You don't mind of our business. You have no business here. This is not your church.
Yeah.
And if you think so, you are in a very different place. This is a church of God, a worldwide church. We do things at the same time. We do things in a united way. So this is not even my church. You say I am going.
Yeah.
I am going.
Yeah.
So as I am going, you are also going.
Yeah.
So this is no one's
Agree
church.
together.
This is no one's church. So respect pastors.
Yes.
Respect church elders.
Yes.
Respect the congregation. Don't sit and think for them.
True.
Don't sit and dictate over them.
Yes.
They have the brain. Yeah. We have managed to bring the youths
Yeah.
on board. Allow them. Give them space. These youths, they don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
They have just 500, 1,000, 300, 100. But there is power in small money.
True. Exactly.
There is power in small money. You may think they don't have a lot of money. You wait until when they will begin to give.
Yes.
You will add up that small money and it will be in a billion.
True.
So give them space. That's my advice. The other advice is, please look and hunt down the Eritrea community.
True.
I don't know what God will do to Bunga on a judgment day. When we all sat here watching these people move around us, the Eritreans, the Ethiopians, when they are not saved.
Talk about that community, because at one time God brought them to us for parking, but then that did not happen, and
People were interested in money than God's work.
because that was the best time to
Yeah,
talk into them.
I was happy to receive them. But again, we looked at so much of finance, how much they have to pay. When we gave them the bill, someone offered them a free parking up there.
Imagine.
So I think I should visit one person there whom I had contacted amidst them to persuade them, if you allow them, they should come. Parking here, it gives them a reception, a good reception.
And this is church to church?
I visited some Eritrea family there across the road. We talked, they prepared for me injera and so forth. And they told me, you see, for us we thought that church is for only rich people.
Imagine.
Oh, we thought for us we have no business with it. I said, come on. I mean,
And, yeah. So
this is God's church. Please
we
come.
consider that to be your take on the long-term project for Bunga?
You said my advice?
Your advice.
Preach to these Ethiopians and Eritreans. I got a privilege to conduct a gospel rally in Addis Ababa, in Ethiopia.
Yes.
So I got to know what they believe.
Yes.
They are not difficult to get.
True.
Because we baptized those
Yes.
Orthodoxes in Ethiopia.
In Ethiopia.
You were there.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
You preached.
Yes.
And you got
Yes.
people for baptism.
Yes.
So they are not the complex people. So reach out to them. Bunga has the capacity to pay a pastor 1 million every month from Eritrea.
True.
You people, you have houses. You give a double room to this pastor or to this missionary to stay there.
Will be
If this Shunammite woman in the Bible gave Elisha a rooftop room to always sleep there, put a table, a bed, and a lamp, and a chair.
And the guy did a lot of work in the area. Whenever he was in that area, he could go and sleep.
You have apartments around, you have buildings around. Invest in Eritrean community.
True.
We can even give them this space of the youth center to worship from here, if they want to worship in their local language.
Yes.
Many of them listen, they understand in English. So, please, that's my advice. The other advice is, you need to build a pastor's house.
True.
Don't convenient. There's no privacy for the pastor. His compound is your compound.
Yes.
He has no privacy. You think by not going up there means privacy. That plays like 20% of privacy. As you are in your compounds and you're free and you are talking and you are laughing and chatting, so the pastor should be in his personal compound or chatting and enjoying with the family and the visitors. And so you need to focus on having a pastor's house. The other advice is when we build a pastor's house, then we can have a district pastor, and then the conference can find for us an associate pastor.
Yes.
This church is too big for a single pastor to pastor Bunga, to pastor New Life, to pastor Faithway, to pastor Bethsaida. Now I have gone when I have not reached. I have gone when I have not stepped at KIU.
Wow.
Very sad. I don't know what they think. They may think the pastor is not caring about us. I do care. But I've gone without fellowshipping with them. And there's no single Sabbath. I locked myself in the bedroom to say I will not go at KIU. So we need another worker. We are lucky we have received a global mission worker at Faithway. So we need an associate pastor here. Pastor Tina is not enough.
In fact, on that note, allow me, all viewers, to thank the Pastor Gumikiriza, for reinstating the district which had died off some time back, and now we can enjoy the fruits and the benefits of being a district. That brings to what valuable experience have you taken from Bunga?
As I said before, I have grown stronger when I am in Bunga. The other point is, sometimes when we speak the truth, in the world today, truth is fading, and truth causes you trouble and problems. And when you are going, you want to go when you have left everyone happy, so that when you meet on the way, they can say, "Oh, Pastor, hello." But I have gotten an experience to see poor people giving in what they can to finance God's work. And those whom people think that are financing the work of God, they are not financing the work of God. But when people out there see them, they think, wow, Oh, Pastor, you have so and so, you have so and so, you have so and so. Ah, that's a powerful church. You have this one, I have this one. When you go in the cash statement of the church, their names are not there. So I have loved the experience of these humble people whose income is small, forgiving everything they have. So I have loved that. I have cherished that.
Yes.
Even taking care of the pastor. I know my wife will not be happy. He refused me to say it. But these days, I speak freely. We have been taken good care of by media people, the moderate, on what people can call the poor.
Yes.
They have taken good care of us.
Amen.
And we really
May
appreciate.
the Lord bless them abundantly.
You look at someone giving you 10,000
Yes.
and you feel like you're returning it, but when the person is insisting,
Yes. It's
you
out
go
of
to
love.
someone, he gives you a bunch of bananas.
Yes.
You look at where he sleeps, you look at his family, and you bless the Lord.
Amen.
You bless him.
Amen.
And you know, when you go out there, they tell you, Pastor, Guamala, you okay? You have this giant, you have this giant.
Kumbe the giants are sleeping.
They are sleeping. So we have learned that beautiful experience that the humble people in this church, they have really amused me on the way they have financed God's business. They have taken good care of. So it has been a good experience.
Wow.
Yeah, it has been a
Thank
good
God
experience.
for that.
Yeah.
And what about your elders? Have you really got maximum support from your elders?
Yeah, I have gotten some good support from my elders. And we have worked together closely with my elders. At many times, we have had some challenges where we could not agree on some issues. And as I told you, me, I don't compromise. Yeah. So, but again, the Lord has been good. I have worked with my first elder as Elder Katerega. He was so good. I worked with Elder Bazanye. He was good. Now I've worked with Elder Chivumbi. It has been a good interaction with him. So we have really been supported. Yeah.
Does that cut across the entire district?
Yeah. New Life, I can't even talk about them. We have really worked very well with their elders. Faithway, very well with their elders. Even Bunga, we have worked very well.
And the committees as well.
Yeah. We have been mature. Sometimes we could agree to disagree. Yeah, say that one, the pastor refused. That one, because me, I am the church. They ordained me to be on behalf of the church.
True.
Yeah.
And
So,
with that, now that you are leaving, what kind of power wisdom would you leave to the people of Bunga district at large?
at large.
Yes.
A word of wisdom. Be the best you can be. That is the word I have always moved with. Be the best you can be. Point number 2.
Yes.
This church of Bunga is not the church of your grandfather. It is not a church of your uncle. It is not a church of your father. It is not a church of your mother. It's not a church of your sister or cousin. It is a church of God.
True.
Buying pews in this church does not give you full right.
A mileage.
Everyone has done a part
Yeah.
in this church. Doing great things is not a password to have a right on everything.
True.
Number 2, the Seventh-day Adventist Church has no film star. No. If you want the word of wisdom, that is it. The Adventist Church has no film star.
True.
Everyone comes and plays his part and he quits. Like I came, I've played my part and so I quit. Like you came, you play your part and so you quit.
Yes.
Never stand to assume a full right of this church. In Acts, you will be reminded that Christ bought this church with his precious blood.
True.
So never stand and assume too much of this church. No. It is owned by Christ.
True.
Don't assume too much. Just be humble. I know you can be. I have been privileged to pastor rich people.
Very rich.
Very rich. I've been privileged to pastor some rich people who are not here in Bunga.
True. So, as Bunga community,
I have pastored people whose income on a weekly basis, is 50 millions.
wow,
On a weekly basis.
that is big.
I don't know, maybe some of you are earning much more than that. But maybe you were hiding your incomes. I have not seen that income here.
Yeah.
But these are humble people
Yes.
who come on Friday, they clean the church,
Yes.
they cook in their families.
Yes.
You find them sorting beans
Yes.
on Friday, sitting on a brick.
Yes.
On a brick. Someone parks their Benz, their Range Rovers. They sort beans. Oh,
It was a beautiful experience.
very beautiful experience. But here, someone is just selling matchboxes. Someone is just selling sandals. Oh,
They're up there in the sky.
they are up there in the sky. Someone is just selling buttons.
They also want to command.
Buttons. They want to command. They want to order.
Leave one word to them.
Be humble,
Be humble.
because Christ is humble.
Yes.
If I was not humble, with whatever has been moving around, oh boy, it will be a different story. But you see, someone has written this, you look at it and say, if I write,
Yeah.
you say someone has done this, if I react, it will be worse. So just be humble, just be calm, just be cool. I pray, even, being humble is a gift
True.
of the Holy Spirit.
True.
So I pray you pray to God to give you that gift of the Holy Spirit of humbleness. This church has great people, but humble people.
Which Peter talked of, that humble yourself under the mighty hand of God, that in due time you will be exalted.
Exactly. Exactly.
And what would you like to say, or what would you really like to say to the people in Bunga that you have not had opportunity to express yourself in the time that you've been here?
Okay, number one. I know my worth.
Yes.
Yeah, I know my worth.
Amen.
So I don't need to explain myself.
True.
Two, I know who I am.
Yeah.
I need no explanation. And I know who called me.
Yeah.
And I know where I am going. And I am loved and favored by God.
Oh God.
So I may not explain myself of anything, too much of it. But the word I can live, love God
Yes.
with all your heart.
Amen.
Love God with all your heart.
Yes.
it shall be well with you, because it is well. It is well. God has blessed you. Some of you, God has blessed you. Put some time to do God's work. There are thousands and millions of people hungry to sit in that office where you sit, to drive that car you are driving, to own such a house, to own such land, to own that business. Kiryowa, there are many photographers in town. Don't think you are the gladiator of photographers. No, you are not. But put some time for, here in Bunga, everything is for paying. This one has dropped a pin down, so we must pay for someone to pick it. The pastor was moving and the shoelace of his shoes got untied, so we must pay someone to come and tie the pastor's shoelace. Everything is spending. Pastor, I want some tea for this meeting. We want this. Pastor, we want to sit there and we need a cake. So we need some money from the treasury. Pastor, we want to come and talk about the future of our church. So we need dinner. We're spending. So Pastor, I want... Other churches don't do like that. People give in their time. People give in their worth. You let me direct you. Go to New Life.
Yes.
People on BUSDACC, leaders, go to New Life. Every Thursday, as in every week, members, our fellow leaders in New Life, sit at Serena Hotel for the consultative meeting, the Elders Council, every Thursday. And they don't draw money from the treasury.
They draw from their pockets.
They draw from their pockets. They sit a meeting, they discuss a way forward, and they go. Hear everything. Money from the treasury, money from the treasury, money from the treasury. Even when someone wants a toothpick, he wants to come make a requisition of toothpicks, of a pen, boy, of a book. Come on. Even me, I don't... Oh, let me say this. Learn from me.
True.
Learn from me. I am the accounting officer.
Yes.
I am the principal signatory.
Yes.
I am a pastor.
Yes.
I am in charge here. Never, ever have I ever signed out money for myself. I can do it.
Yeah.
I would have done it. I would convince you. And I withdraw. And our Viola here goes, and because I don't withdraw money. I would have done it. I know how to lobby. Yeah. I know how to lobby. So I would have lobbied in you and gotten the money because I know it is there on the account.
Yeah.
But I have exercised financial discipline. That we have no requisition going out to the house of the pastor.
True.
For the 2 years I have been in here.
That means people of Bunga must learn to give out.
If it means for VBS,
Yes.
I have paid for my children.
True.
If it means for the investiture of the adventurer, I have paid for my children.
Yes.
If it meant for club registration for my children, adventurer, insurance, club subscription, I have paid. If it meant for my wife to go for burial, we have been having some dates. That is when I was sick and I couldn't manage to go. I gave her transport, to pay.
Yes.
Some other churches, a pastor's wife does not pay, a pastor does not pay, they cater for the pastor and the wife. Here I paid.
Did you also pay for the dinner which happened here in
Oh,
Bunga?
my friend.
Yes.
So I have... Don't just pick money from the treasury. Pick money from the treasury. No. You have something to play as an individual. for God.
Yes.
I love this young man, Khalid.
Yes.
Eh? I like that young man. He comes here. There is another doctor from Bunga here, up here. He comes here. He's not a deacon, that doctor. Khalid is a deacon. But I love the way he comes here. These Chigandas, this lady, the deaconess, Nalongo,
Yes.
they come and do good work here.
Yes.
There are some young girls, deaconesses. They come here, they do some good work. That doctor is not a deacon. He comes here and tells, Pastor, I want to clean the church.
Yeah.
I say, you enter and clean.
Clean.
A spirit of service,
True.
a spirit of sacrifice.
Yes.
The churches I was pastoring before, oh boy, if I am going to the conference in the meeting, they put fuel in my car.
True.
If I am going to, like, for burial, they put fuel in my car. If I am going, like, we had a district Sabbath, they put fuel in my car. If the conference has called us for a seminar, they put fuel in my car. Here, I have fueled my car.
All through.
All through.
In here.
To exercise that spirit of sacrifice.
True.
Because I am also paid.
Yes.
The local church here gives me some small allowance.
Yes.
Why should I be everything? No. You can also sacrifice
True.
and serve the Lord.
True.
It's not everything should be financed by the treasury.
Even slashing this compound, then they are waiting for a requisition.
Oh, of course, you have to request for money to slash. We have to request money to weed.
Pastor.
Oh boy, even to weed flowers.
Yes.
We have to pay someone to weed flowers when we have the youth here seated, the women here seated, advanced men here seated. We have to pay someone 100,000 a week to come and weed. Then
And sweep. What advice or what word would you give to the incoming pastor now that you have experienced all that? And in between, when there is the interim committee governing the church, before you go out, before he comes in, there will be that gap. What kind of advice would you give to the pastor, especially with the people with special needs in the church and community?
one, I want to charge Elder Chivumbi. Christ told Peter that after you have exhibited the level of maturity and growth, comfort
Yes.
the brethren, shepherd the flock.
Yeah.
Elder Chivumbi, I sympathize with you. I don't know how I am leaving you and your wife, but be strong. Be of good courage and be cheerful. You may not have anyone to cheer you. Cheer yourself.
True.
Many times I had to cheer myself. Take charge. Be in control. Be on guard. This church is under a serious attack of, you call them scavengers? What are those birds?
Yeah.
Scavengers. Be more responsible. Have an extra eye. Pay attention to details. People here come very fast with very many things on the paper, on requisition. They bring some things as if it's an urgent matter. But because of making you panic, you sign and money goes. Pay details. Pay attention to the details. Don't just pass something to go. Pay details. Help. Stand with the incoming pastor. Help him. Orient him. Stand by him. Do not risk that it shall be well by everyone. No. Take charge. You are the first elder. Take charge. There is a reason as to why God chose you to be the first elder. God knew I was to go.
True.
That one I am sure, I know. So there's reasons why God gave you this privilege to stand in this gap. Take charge. I don't know how, but take charge.
True.
Number two, I have a team of young elders. Elder Myomba, Elder Makula, Elder Alan Tusubira, Elder Shem Ouma. Grow spiritually. The greatest need of the leadership of this church is spiritual maturity. When you shall be spiritually mature, this church will be a better church. I want to challenge my brother Simon Nyonjo for quality assurance and auxiliary.
Yes.
You have done very well. Don't accept to be stepped down. Raise your collars high on standards. Handle the department very well with your committee. Let everything move in the rightful direction. My sister Lydia Fata, you have now been voted as the chairperson of Finance Committee. Stand your ground. There is a purpose as to why you were chosen. Do not betray God. Do not betray God. Handle the finances of the church very well. Manage them very well. The church finances have a lot to do for Christ than buying toothpicks. The money that comes in the treasury has a lot to do for God than buying sugar and salt. Petty, sumbusa, petty things. My dear, the treasurer, Mr. Chitio, you are in trouble because you come in at a time when we have the audit, when we have put stringent measures on finances. Please move with such measures. Don't say Pastor James has gone. So all those restrictions on finance, since they go with him. Stand as a treasurer. Don't allow God's money to be moved this way. You may be liked, you may not be liked. We are not here to be liked. We are here to serve the Lord. Christ, who was much disliked, is now the most liked. So don't ever mind. To you, Pastor Tina,
Yes.
God has given you a privilege to live among BUSDACC community.
Yes.
Stand for the Lord.
Amen.
Stand for the Lord. My wife challenged me that what have we done for Christ? Peter was crucified upside down. Paul was also murdered. John, the Baptist, his head was cut off. Stephen was stoned. What have we done for Christ? Can suffering makes us to panic and be on tension? What have we done for Christ? So, my dear young leaders, stand for Christ. Mrs. Ouma, stand in the gap of the children ministry. Mrs. Senyonga, adventurer. Mrs. Katerega, Bobrin, stand. Pruka, stand and bring up those men. Bobrin, those women. Hadija, those youths. Stand. Elder Mwange, you have a duty. You are the first elder of the district. Have these elders work together. Have these elders work with the pastors. Have these elders work closely with the policies of the church. Elder Nyakundi, I know the challenges you go through in new life, the dates and so forth. Work for the Lord. Faithway, Elder Kangave, Elder Limbas, Elder yeah, there is this held a sabu. Work for the Lord, and it shall be well. Those who wait on him, they will surely see him when he comes on that bright morning for all of us. May the good Lord be with you, bless you. Until then, when we all sing a song, when we all get to heaven. What a day of joy and gladness it shall be. I will be praying for you. Pray for us. Mpiji needs a lot of work. So pray for us. Continue giving us support even where we are going, because we shall continue supporting you. But lastly, love the pastor that is coming. I love to hear beautiful stories. I love to hear beautiful stories when you have given birth to another church. God bless you. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for taking care of us. Mrs. Agnes Piaka, you have done a good job. I will thank you physically out of this video. But thank you for taking care of our children. Elder Frank Stock, Chinji, and the rest. May the good Lord bless you. In another way, I want to also thank all departmental directors. You have done a good service to the Lord. I want to thank my dear clerk Charlotte, Mrs. Tomsange, who was my clerk, and also the Tomsange. He did some good job in Senge, Faithway. I want to really appreciate you indeed. My good friend Council Sozi, New Life, and all of you dear members. I said I can't really mention everyone in this video and in this report, but feel appreciated. Elder Kasvante for encouragement and for counsel. I want to really thank you very, very much. God bless you. And in a very special way, I want to thank my wife, who has stood the stairs up and down, who has stood the pressure. You know, for me, I am at liberty. Yeah, many people wonder, Pastor, why are you smiling? The thing is like, me, I am a pastor, but I want to appreciate her resilience to stand the pressures, to stand the good times, to enjoy the good times and hard times and the pressures. Being a pastor of Bunga requires a lot. Actually, being a pastor in the Adventist Church requires you to die. You must be dead, because if you are alive, you can collapse. You must die first, and then you can be a pastor of this church. So thank you, Mrs. Rebecca, for being there for the family when I have to travel in the nights, in the early mornings. And thank you for teaming up with the women and doing God's service and the youth. God bless you, and continue doing well for Christ. One time, you will reap and harvest from the labor of the Lord. May God bless you all.